Hello everyone, and welcome to my series documenting my new Chunk Man adventure. I'm locked to Camdozaal, and this is CamdoZmelly. Hey there, and thanks for clicking on the video. As you can tell, this is a bit of a longer video, and there's a reason for that. This video covers a lot. I do make a lot of progress in this video, but it's nothing as glamorous as the 1 in 10,000 adamant plate body. It's a lot more of small victories and learning to embrace the things that CamdoZmelly has for us. The reason I decided to upload on the schedule I do is because I like imagining that this is our account. Instead of just checking in every once in a while, it's more like we're hanging out and celebrating even the small victories together. I know that not everybody likes that, and so I did include an intermission near the middle of the episode, so if you want to close the video and come back later, almost like this is two separate episodes. I don't think that's ideal necessarily for the algorithm, but it felt disingenuous to end the video early, and I want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to engage with my content the way that suits them best. Last thing before we dive in, if you do like my content, consider subscribing. I'd really like to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I'd appreciate it a lot. Now, without further ado, starting off with some fishing, and we got a lamp. We're not going to do that. We're going to throw it in agility. There we go. There's just a little bit of agility XP on our grind. Also, 10 fishing. Just realized I never marked off that I obtained an adamant plate body. There we go. Okay, I'm having a bit of a convoluted sort of thought process here. So originally the plan was to kill the golems for enough mind and body runes in order to cast monster inspect a whole bunch to get superheat item to then train my smithing that way. And that's not the plan. But I think certain addendums need to be made to that plan. So, first of all, from killing dwarves, I have gotten quite a few bronze bars. And I think it would be smart to use those bronze bars to level my smithing as much as I can currently. I also have been getting a variety of different runes from things like just killing the goblins and dwarves or the maze random, things like that. And I think using things like wind strike, water strike, and earth strike, using earth strike once I get level 13 would probably be a good way to safe spot the golems and potentially like upkeep my rune count. And then, obviously, Monster Inspect will be like the main training method up until at least level 21 when we get low alchemy, but probably all the way to 43. Since we have no real good way of training smithing, oh wow, that was loaded, or training smithing until we have superheat item. If we do happen to get enough bronze bars to get to level 7 smithing, oh well, then we'll already have it. So okay, hold on, let me pause and think for a second. Okay, essentially my point is that completing the smithing, it's going to be, and the magic, it's going to be more like our unconscious body sliding past the finish line instead of a satisfactory glorious victory. So we're going to use a combination of things as we get them. Instead of saving up what I wanted to do, save up all the runes and then train it, that will take I don't have a problem with how long it'll take. It would just not be efficient. So we're gonna use these 8 bronze bars we have here. Level 2 smithing. Gonna make bronze maces. There we go. Got us level 2 smithing. So I think for now we're gonna train our combat stats. Every once in a while we'll come back and see how it is fighting the golems. Um, because it's still pretty tough. Even flinching is pretty tough right now. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the plan. All right, just got Baronite handle after about 3 inventories of fishing. So that was pretty good. Uh, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and mark that off on the chunk thing. All right, here we are. Baronite handle. Oh, that's right. Okay, so technically it's not a chunk task for me, since we don't, like, theoretically, since it's our starting chunk, we wouldn't have access to fishing. So it's not a chunk task. Well, it's nice to have. I do later discover that you can update your different levels, so like your fishing level, in the chunk picker to update your tasks, and that is something I eventually do, and I rectify this whole Baronite handle situation, but it's not for a bit, so I'm just gonna leave that there. It does feel a little bit like every time I start in my plan, something pops up and like it just keeps adding more and more steps to the plan. That new step of the plan is going to be focusing on fishing, actually. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get the fishing buff. And let's mark that off on the chunk task real quick. Alright, charm of fishing completed. Okay, so why am I doing that? The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to focus on fishing. Not maybe for the reason you think. So when you fish here, you get the different fish that you can then prepare and offer for prayer experience. I did think about, like, there's no way for me to recharge my prayer here. I did think about what it would look like to just flick protect from melee. However, I don't think, considering I do have the defensive boosts, things like that, I don't think that that's the play. I think training fishing to get frog spawn is the play. I take about between 5 and 7 damage every mind golem I kill. That's a 1 to 2 frog spawn. I don't even have to cook the frog spawn, so I think focusing on getting that food to make it more efficient to kill the golems is definitely the play. So I'm going to start doing that. We got a quiz master. Ooh. Okay. I'm honestly kind of tempted to take the 1000 GP just because, like, that's like quadrupling my cash stack. Oh, I don't know. Okay, wait, I have to look up what you can possibly get in the mystery box. Okay, after checking, the rewards you can get from the mystery box can be really good. I was not aware of this. Like, so I knew obviously we had a 1 in 15 for a myth scimitar, and there's like a 1 in 15 chance for a lamp as well, and then like stale baguette and things like that. Apparently there's a 1 in 15 chance of rolling the drop table. You can get like a rune kite shield. How awesome would that be? You can get 100 noted silver ore, runite bar, rune battle axe, rune two-handed sword, dragon med helm. So we pulled the 1 in 10k for the adamant plate body already. Who's to say we can't get the 1 in 1920 for dragon med helm, right? What would be the best thing on here? We can get a dragon spear. Okay, yeah, so probably rune kite shield would be the best thing. Or like a rune two-handed sword. But a mithril scimitar, a lamp, or a diamond would all be good. Or body rune. Honestly, a single body rune. Or 20 nature runes. Okay, yeah, so there's some pretty good stuff here. Let's see what we get. Ooh, come on. Rune kite shield. Onion. I'm actually gonna hold on to that. Who knows? It might be, we can use that for dye, maybe? Yeah, we'll hold on to that. And there we go, that's 15 fishing. We don't unlock anything down here. That I think the next unlock for that is at 22 fishing. It's probably when we'll see you next. There's 15 prayer from this. I accidentally clicked off it, but that was 15 cooking. There's 20 fishing. We can now catch, right here, cave fish. So we'll be getting the next tier of fish from this now. So that's cool. Should be more prayer experience. Just got our second bob random. Alright, that's an easy 650 fishing XP. 25. So we fished for probably like an hour and a half, maybe not even that much, and as you can see I have 5 handles in my inventory. That's including one in the bank, and if we wanted to, there's something cool. If I think I actually use it on it? Yeah. So if if I use these handles on Romano here, he will actually convert them into Baronite shards, and he'll even give us a good rate of 100 Baronite shards each. So I'm just gonna click through this. There we go. No thank you. Boom. That's an extra 500 Baronite from that, so pretty nice. Big 30 fishing. Very nice. And we got the big 30 cooking too. It doesn't really unlock anything useful for us, but we're there. We got 3 more to turn in. Nice. I feel like we got level 33 to fish frog spawn just a minute ago, and now we're level 35. So very nice. Okay, I've done quite a bit of fishing. So we've got an inventory of frog spawn. This can heal between 3 and 6. And we're gonna kind of see how this goes. My plan is generally, if I drink these, if I take enough damage to where I'm gonna heal, I can go ahead and run right around here, and it'll safe spot the golem on this little block right here. You can see we're taking a bit of damage, but if it's something like this where I can just eat when I swing, and we keep going, and we'll see how this goes. Nice. Come on. There we go. Yeah, mind rune. Okay, so we used 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frog spawn on that kill. Hopefully we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kills per inventory. That would average us about 1 mind rune drop per inventory, and I think that'd be fine with me. Okay, so exactly this type of situation is what I was talking about. I have 3 HP left. This has a max hit of I think 5 on me, so that could have been bad. Just run right here. Eat back up, eat a whole bunch of baby frogs. Oh, whole bunch. There we go. I'm gonna go back to killing him. Man, the frog spawn really is awesome. So this is my 4th kill. So 1, 2, 3. We'll be ahead of schedule on frog spawn usage. So that'll be nice. Okay, we just got a mind core. So this is essentially what these drop. I'm gonna keep killing them while I talk about this. But this is what the mind golems drop that allows you essentially to train rune crafting. with them. So you can hold a whole bunch of them, and you bring them to a mind altar, and it essentially just turns into XP and 11 mind runes. So this is where it's interesting. I'm assuming that since I don't have rune mysteries done, it won't work. But then thinking about some of the other things we've discovered so far, I was thinking, well, maybe it'll give me the 11... Maybe it'll give me the 11 mind runes, but won't reward me any experience. And if that's the case, that would be really awesome. Because the whole reason I'm doing this is pretty much for mind runes. Well, and then also body runes. I really hope it works. I kind of think it won't, though. We do have plenty of mind talismans, so we can get in there. I think I'll actually go check after this kill. Alright, we killed that golem, took like no damage, and got more 10. So let's go try this mind core. I kind of don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I need a talisman. Okay, so I think what you do is you use it on the altar. So let's see. Moment of truth. No, man. Oh. Man. That is brutal. Alright, well, at least we'll hang on to these. If we ever do unlock... Well, no, not when. Or, not if, when. When we unlock Rune Mysteries, that'll be a bunch of free XP. And Mind Runes. And Body Runes. Okay, well, it's nice to know that. I mean, it warranted a test, at the very least. So... Okay, so that was one full inventory of frog spawn. Sorry, I did not get 51 mind runes, and I had the potions from the maze random, so hold on, let me fix this to accurately represent what we got. Okay, so this is more accurate to all the stuff we got. I think I also got some bronze and tin, but I didn't remember how much, so I just left it in there. So 27 mind runes. That's actually a lot more than I anticipated getting. We got one mind rune drop, another one mind rune drop. I got a 6 drop, an 8 drop, and then our last kill was actually a 9 drop. So substantially more mind runes than I anticipated. So if we were to get 27, let me just do the math real quick. If we were to get 27 every time, we would only need to do 122 inventories, which is really not that bad. Like, really, truly not that bad. And if I do 120 inventories of 24 frog spawn each, that's 2,880 frog spawn. That's a bit more rough. It takes a long time to get the frog spawn, actually. But you know what? It's doable. I'm actually really pleased with the amount of mind runes we got.
And then sometimes it's just not. And it's like really obnoxious. Just like a certain someone else I know. Well, okay, well, actually, like 10 other people I know.
You know, 10 other Pete Davidsons?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I do.
Their real name was Goliath?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
And 2, so I can get the end game weapon.
Okay, I thought I hit record before I went in, but I didn't. But I'm glad I didn't, because it was really embarrassingly bad. I got confused and got stuck in a part, so... We made it out with just 2 simple lockboxes. Here we go. Okay. I will take oak logs any day. And feathers! That's actually interesting. Let's go do some fletching. So you may remember we have a bunch of arrow shafts, so we're gonna make a bunch of unfinished arrows, or sorry, headless arrows. And there is a monster here that drops mithril arrowheads. I do not remember which one, but I will put it on screen for you to see here. And hopefully we can get some mithril arrows before we leave here. Okay, we actually have kind of an interesting clue here. If you look at this, this is Standing Stones north of Valador. And if we look at where we are, that's just here. So that's 1, 2, or 1, 2. Now, it's gonna be a while, but since clues can stay on the ground for an hour, and I have to do so much mining, and just general stuff in this area, I feel pretty confident that in my ability to juggle it. And so I'm going to try and juggle it. I do a lot of AFKing. If it ends up despawning, I won't be too sad about it. I don't even think we have a spade. But I'll try and keep this and any other ones that we have. In our chunk, we do actually technically have a beginner clue step, but it's a Reldo step, and it's a hot and cold sort of clue, and it's on top of Ice Mountain. And since we don't have 68 agility, we cannot actually get up there, and we would need to get a strange device from Reldo anyway. But I think the Standing Stones, is probably the next closest. There's not really much that's super useful from beginner clues, but like an Amulet of Magic or a short bow would be really nice. Okay, we're going to send another run. I will eventually save up for the preparation buff to get that last buff done, but I really would love that steel pickaxe from an elaborate lockbox. So we're going to send another one. You know, hopefully we get lots of elaborate lockboxes here. That was a really bad layout. Oh, okay, well, let's see what we get. Alright, I'll take that. Steel arrows, not bad. There is 30 strength. I'm actually going to move over to attack for a little bit now. We'll get that to 30. Nice, we just got another lamp. And as we discussed before, this is going into agility. Very nice. Alright, we just got our first fashion escape random. I did not. And we should get, I think, a camo shirt from this. Once we get all of the clothing pieces, though, we will start getting lamps from this event, which would be nice. Go. Camo top. First fashionscape, really, on the account. I don't think it's better than plate body. I have it. Alright, I have decided that I am just going to go ahead... mouse. I have decided I am actually going to just go ahead and get the... Never mind, I'll be back in 300 Baronite shards. Yeah, I ended up staying a little bit longer, but we're here now. Preparation. Got it. So now, all of our Baronite shards will be able to go towards creating the Baronite mace, repairing the Imkondo hammer, and doing runs. And so, since the mace and hammer are quite far off, both of which needing smithing, you can essentially imagine that all of our Baronite shards are going to go towards doing runs. So that'll be fun. So I need to do a lot more mining. Well, I guess like I don't need to, but I would like to get to around about 3,000 of these Baronite deposits. And that is because Doom Slice. And that is because that would put us right around as many Baronite deposits as we need to get enough smithing levels to make our highest smithing level grind, which is an unfinished bullseye lantern. So we need to get about 3,000 more of these. I needed, or 2,000 more of these for a total of 3,000. I need to do a lot more mining. And so I've kind of decided, I thought about saving up all of the lockboxes we get, or maybe all the Baronite we get, and then doing a big haul, but I've never really been that kind of person. Plus, we can theoretically get and upgrade the steel pickaxe, which would pretty substantially help this grind. And so I think I've decided every time I run back with another inventory of Baronite deposits, I'm going to do as many runs as I have the shards for. And hopefully we get a steel pickaxe. That'd be really nice. I'm actually going to put the gate back on. Deposit our fuel in the Sacred Forge. 1209, just so we leave one in there and I don't have to mess around with inventory. Right. I will be back with you after I finish the run. That sucks. That is our first time not making it out of the vault. We got a really bad, where am I? We got a really bad combo, or like a layout. And so I tried to get the closest to elaborate lockboxes and then just get out, which is the tier 2 version. And we just barely didn't make it out, unfortunately. So that stinks. We have some Baronite in the furnace. We'll go again soon. Right, I have enough for 3 runs now. Alright, just got done with those 3 runs. I did kind of focus elaborate lockboxes a bit more. We were able to get 4 simple, 4 elaborate, and 1 ornate. Let's go ahead and start with the simple. Talked a whole bunch about what good things could come from this, so let's just crack straight into it. Iron kite shield. That's definitely my new best defensive offhand, I think. Let's check it against the oak shield. No, I'll check it after. Iron plate skirt. Yes, dude, that's so good. Okay. Iron ore. Take more logs. Last one. Feathers and tin ore. All right, fair enough. Those were some really solid simple lock boxes. I don't actually know if the iron plate skirt is better than the hardcore Ironman. See, and then okay, so I had the iron kite shield has better defensive stats for everything except magic. So as we knew before, the oak shield will be best for like mage and range offhand, but for killing golems, the iron kite shield is definitely gonna be. Then let's compare these. They're the exact same as the hardcore Ironman. But I actually got these in the chunk, so I think I will be rocking. Alright, let's move on to elaborate lockboxes. Really hoping for a steel pickaxe, but won't be too bummed if I don't get it. Let's see. Double talisman, alright. Another talisman and some iron ore. Okay. A lot of talismans, okay. Come on, steel pickaxe. Okay. I'll take a billion talismans, that's fine. Now we have 1 ornate lock. Just really hoping for adamant gear. Any adamant gear. Black robe! Okay, so this is actually going to be our best in slot mage top. It's tied in its stat bonuses to the blue mage top, or the blue robe. This is gonna be our best magic. Oh, let me listen to this. This is gonna be giving us our highest mage bonus, so you can see That defense and mage of +3. That's wonderful. That's actually a chunk task for us. So let's that's a chunk task. So let's go over to the chunk picker and cross that off. All right, our gear's a bit different than the last time we came here to kill golems, but we're gonna run it back and see how it goes. All right, we got pretty messed up, so we kind of ran away with our tail tucked between our legs. The gear is definitely better, but not great, and so definitely a little bit of a struggle there. But you know what? We'll get there. We'll get. Level kind of snuck up on me, but we're level 50 now. Yeah, it doesn't really have any meaningful unlocks for us right now, but yeah, our level's getting up there. All right, I'm back with another 3 runs. Ooh, let's do this. Please. Get out! Come on! Oh my gosh, it's always so stressful. Oh, I just know that I have like the most intense gamer face, just like geeked, but actually locked in. Golly, it is so stressful. The minute seems so short in there. Alright. Let's see the spoils. Decent, very decent. Again, very decent. Iron mace. That's worse than the steel mace we already have, unfortunately, but you know what? I will still take it. Alright, now these elaborate ones. Okay. The fire runes are actually great. Blue wizard hat, second one. Very nice. Decent. Another blue wizard hat and some water runes, that's great. A lot more iron, that's totally fine with me. Steel square shield. Interesting. That's probably my new range and mage best in slot defensive option. I'll have to double check. And 4 planks. Alright, I'll take it. Very decent loot. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right, well, I'll be back when I have a few more runs to do. Quick note, the steel square shield is actually just better than the iron kite shield, so I'll be using that even for melee. Imagine I just had like some fireworks and like a sort of sound come up, but we just got 25 attack. Pretty close to having all 30 or higher melees. The reason I got 31 is because that's when we unlocked our next max hit. I'll probably go back to strength, then do some more attack and defense. Yeah, we keep alternating between killing these golems and mining, and hitting some vault. It's copper ore. Hitting some vault runs when we get the Baronite for it. It's very tranquil, very nice. I completed another run for a simple and ornate lockbox. Fair enough. Good materials. 2 uncut sapphires. Very nice. Killed about 4 mind golems, which was, I'd say, about average for my regen time. 4 or 5, and so I just got a nice 20 mind rune drop. Well, not all from 3, which brings our total up to 164 mind runes. We are slowly but surely making our way to our 3,000 mind rune goal. Hopefully by the time we get that, we'll be more than leveled enough to take on the body rune golems. But yeah, then we'll be able to keep on going. Oh, it always feels so gross. Close like that. Okay. Simple and an ornate. Wow, that was a lot of things. Very nice. I will take these oak logs. We are gonna have to train fletching a bit more. Every oak log we get here, or even normal log we get here, is one we don't have to chop later, and so I'll absolutely take it. Black sword. Interesting. I'm gonna have to see if that's better than our mace against the golems. So technically the golems have the lowest defense against crush. That being said, they don't have very much defense against stab or slash anyway. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's check this out. All right, after checking with the DPS wiki, which if you didn't know, you can right click here. You click DPS wiki, it'll input all the things you're currently wearing. The black sword is not going to be better than steel mace. But if we do ever have something that's weak to slash or stab, the black sword is going to be so very nice to pick that up. So just kind of run of the mill, dropping off my mining stuff, and I just realized we're now at 1,500 Baronite deposits, which is about halfway through all of the Baronite deposits that I want to end up getting. That should get me, once I get 7 smithing, that should, if I have around 3,000, that should be, oh, don't look at this. That should be enough to get me to the smithing level I need to make the unfinished bullseye lantern. There we go. Wow, that was a struggle for me to get out. But yeah, that's about halfway. We just hit 52 mining, which is around 128,000 XP, so we should be finishing at around 250,000 XP, which I think would be level 70 something. But yeah, we're doing great so far. All right, as you can see, I've been saving up some Baronite, doing some runs for a bigger opening, but I have to say first, I think I've been making a little bit of a mistake with this. So as you can see, I have been getting a lot more simple and elaborate lockboxes as opposed to ornate lockboxes, and that is kind of intentional. I do, when I'm put in a situation where I can choose between like 1 ornate or 2 elaborate, I do tend to pick the 2 elaborate because it does have things that would be more direct upgrades for me, like the steel pickaxe and a lot of the good materials like oak logs and things like that would save me time on fletching. However, I think I need to start focusing the ornate lockboxes more. And that's because the things that are going to be keeping us in this chunk, as much as I love this chunk, are going to be things like the adamant armor, which has the best possible drop rate from ornate lockboxes. And while it would be nice to get a steel pickaxe before we leave this chunk, that's not strictly necessary. And so I do think moving on, we're going to probably focus more on picking up ornate lockboxes. In the meantime, we have, how many of each of these is it? 2 ornates, 8 elaborate, and 10 simple lockboxes. So let's go ahead and get started. Very nice. Feathers are great for our fletching grind. Very decent. More feathers. Another iron kite shield, some fishing bait. This, if we could get a fishing rod, would actually be great for fishing food. More logs, that's wonderful. More ore and logs, that's great. Lots more materials. Some iron ore, very good. That was 5 oak logs, actually. More ores. More ores and logs, that's great. Perfect. That is probably like, I mean, aside from getting like 1 in 10,000 drops of the adamant plate body, that's probably like getting those materials are going to be so big. Okay. Now let's move on to the 8 elaborate lockboxes. These are the ones I'm most excited for. Like I said, while not strictly necessary, getting a steel pickaxe would be so nice. Okay. Coal, coins, very good. Steel kite shield. So this is definitely gonna, as you can see, that has better defense bonuses for our melee. So that's definitely gonna be our new golem killing offhand. Very nice. 2 energy potions, I'll take it. Some fire runes and steel arrows, very nice again, I'll take it. More runes. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, that's so good. Oh, it's not even that rare, but it just feels so good to get that. That's so good. I'm actually gonna replace that now. Yes, dude. Okay. Steel axe. Still nice. We already have one, but still nice. Last elaborate lockbox. Black kite shield. Dude, yes, just blasting past the steel kite shield straight onto the black kite shield. And it looks so nice too. Man, we are getting decked out. Okay, that was great. That was seriously great. Okay. Now we have 2 ornate lockboxes. I actually got these both in the same run. And those were the only ornates that I picked up. Okay. Adamant would be great. I would love anything though. 11 silver bars, that is incredibly decent. 900 coins, again, considering our cash stack is 4K. Oh, that is incredibly decent. That was a great opening. I'm actually so pleased with that. I'm going to drop this back on the ground. When we get full health, we're going to go kill some more golems with our new and improved black kite shield. Man, oh, that feels so good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I might have just been like coping because I didn't have it, but I was not thinking that the steel pickaxe was gonna be that much of an upgrade. It is so much better. It's so fast. If you don't know, the way pickaxes work is the higher tier, then the less ticks in between your rolls for a new or to get like material from it. The steel pickaxe has 2 less ticks maximum. We are just flying through getting these Baronite shards. It's so much nicer. So in this clip, my friends who don't play RuneScape wanted to watch me do an opening of the lockboxes. They kind of just ruined the clip, but you're welcome to watch, so. Okay, so we want adamant armor or like a mace or something like that.
I see.
Okay, very decent. So I have to do fletching, which requires logs, and it takes a long time for me to chop them. And every time I get them from here, I don't have to chop them myself, so that's nice. Same thing with ore. Every time I get ore in here, I don't have to mine it myself, which is nice. That is not new, but still we like to see like actual item drops.
Okay.
That's really decent. We need a lot of fire runes.
Wow.
A steel axe, that's all right. We already have that, but it's nice to see.
Oh, okay, it's all right.
We already have a steel mace as well, but that's still good.
Nice.
Oh, that was a lot.
Some iron ore?
Fire runes and iron ore.
Oh my goodness.
115 fire rune?
Water runes, steel arrows.
Wow.
Again, like not incredible, but still nice to get. That kind of stinks, but that's an uncut ruby. Oh wow, that really stinks. That's just too uncut ruby. All right, last one.
Alright.
Okay, they're really
Nice
decent.
silver bars.
Nothing amazing,
Yippee.
but decent. Got another lamp from a genie. This is going straight into a gelid genie. Yep. I've been doing some golem killing, but at this point it's been more of like an amateur thing I've been pursuing. This is kind of the start of, we're going to be very seriously killing golems for these mind runes now. I will still be doing, you know, some mining and some vault runs, but our main focus now is killing golems for runes. And what better way to kick off the beginning of this grind with a 30 attack. Very nice. There is 55 mining. I can now mine mithril. Woo! And equip superior mining gloves, but it's not going to be for a long time. Back at it. Back in the mine. So we just got our first Leo random, and this is especially nice because, okay, I know this is especially nice because I have nearly a full inventory, and if I just go here, deposit all that, and it'll put me back where I was, and I won't have to run all the way back. Very nice. Right, there's all the graves in the right places. Let's go, zombie mask. Looks great, a little bit of fashionscape. I literally had full health when I started fighting this one. And so that one just did like 25 damage to me in like 6 hits. It's kind of crazy how sometimes they just piece you up. Sometimes I don't even take any damage, and sometimes they just destroy me. It's weird. Very nice. I just realized I didn't even notice. Hit 2,166 Baronite deposits, so we're just a little over 2/3 of the way there. Very nice. Got a bit of an interesting drop. I just helped Captain Arav open his gold chest, and he thanked me by giving me 1 gold bar. Now, with gold bars, we kind of run into the same issue as silver bars, where we don't have a furnace to really make anything with it. However, very nearby, we have Edgeville, which does have a furnace. And is there gold rocks in here? There's not gold rocks in here, so we would then have the opportunity to make ourselves some sort of jewelry, probably either an amulet of strength or power. But yeah, very interesting. We do now have a gold bar. Okay, 2 things I neglect to mention here. First, I would also need a mold. So like maybe a tiara mold or an amulet mold or a bracelet mold, things like that. And probably the closest option for me to get that would be to get a POH in Falador and then get Tool Store 4, which would have all of those molds. Another thing I don't mention here is that Chaos Golems actually have a pretty reasonable gold ore drop, and so I already have pretty regular access to gold ore, which then once I have Super E item, I will be able to turn into gold bars. So getting a gold bar here is not super significant, but you know, it's nice. Another interesting thing happened. Same inventory. We just got our first, I believe first, medium clue scroll. Well, that's pretty far, but interesting to see that, yeah, nice. But we are getting a medium clue scroll. I don't foresee it being anytime soon that we're able to complete anything other than a beginner. With a beginner, we kind of have to hope that it's a one-step clue as well. But interesting to see that's just like our first one. Has been anything other than a beginner clue. All right, did a little bit of saving. Got 11 simples, 9 elaborates, and 10 ornates. Go ahead and start with the simples. Alright, I think Iron Mace is new. Lots of resources, very nice. A lot more fishing bait. Iron Kite Shield, not new or better, but nice to see. Love seeing feathers and logs. More coins. More supplies, great. Perfect. Love seeing supplies. Alright, here goes the elaborates. Okay. Interesting drops so far. Wow. Very nice. Black square shield, that's now our best range mage off, no, just range offhand, I think. Hey, it's very solid. It's nice to get backups. Our next chunk could theoretically be in the wilderness, and so we may need lots of backups of things, so nice to get those. All right, 10 ornates. Hopefully we get something phenomenal. I don't anticipate it, but let's see. Decent. Decent. Kinda bad. Alright. Kinda bad. Bad. Yes! Oh my gosh, that's one of our best in slots knocked off the list. Yes, dude, that's now our best tank offhand too. Oh man, that's so good. We've done barely any. I've only opened 19 ornate lockboxes. Whew, that feels good. All right, we got 3 more. Bless me. Oh, bless me with some great stuff. You know, not everyone can be a winner. That feels great though. So let's go ahead and move over and get that on the list. Boom. Now is actually a, pretty good time to mention that we're rapidly coming up on getting 3,000 Baronite deposits, and we still have a lot of runes to go. So I think when we get these Baronite deposits to 3,000, I would like to focus on preparation, or like fishing and preparing the Camdozaal specific fish. However, we really need food to, like, at least for now, to kill golems like reliably. And so I think even though they do not reward Baronite shards, I think once I get the 3,000 deposits, we'll probably move to fishing frog spawn and focusing on killing golems, even though we're going to get substantially less Baronite depth. But that's kind of just the plan for right now. There's our first Baronite guard. I didn't quite get the collection log notification, but that's our very first one. We're going to hold on to this one. Any subsequent ones we get, we might turn into Baronite shards. Who knows? But that's our very first one. So once we get the handle, or we have handles, but once we get the mace head from the deposits, we'll be able to make the whole Baronite mace. Alright, I've done some more saving. Got a few more lockboxes to open. Let's just get straight into it. Okay, decent. More ore, love to see it. resources are always great. Simple lockboxes always treat me so well. Black mace. That is our new best weapon, actually. That's better than the steel. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Fishing bait. All right. Okay, let's keep going. More supplies. You know, honestly, very decent. I will never hate on supplies. Okay. More supplies. More supplies. And some more. Nice. Okay. Let's move on to elaborate. But that black mace is so nice. Okay. Let's hit these elaborates. Coal's great, you know, honestly. Steel plate skirt. That is better than our iron plate skirt. Let's go ahead and throw that bad boy on. Ooh. We are looking drippy now. Okay. You know, pretty good. Lots of fire runes. Love to see it. And, you know, that's great. Alright. Cool. You know, can't complain about that. A direct upgrade to our gear and some runes. Alright, let's do these ornates. Let's see here. Black top. Okay. Another talisman. I feel like we get a lot of talismans. Like a lot of talismans from the ornates. But and that's our first body talisman, so planks. So if we ever get to the body altar, which is not too far, we could make some of those. Law runes? Okay. Silver. And okay, another body talisman. Okay. Very decent. Honestly, can't complain. Got steel plate skirt, which is an upgrade, and black mace. I keep almost forgetting about the black mace. And then those law runes, we might telegraph something, I don't know. But nice. We just got another agility genie. So we have this lamp here. I'm gonna put it on agility. There we go. Just realized we never marked off that we got the Baronite guard. There we go. Another genie. Jagex, you shouldn't have. Aw, thanks. Let's go ahead and throw that into agility. Love to see it. Oh, that was the last batch. Wait, we're done. That was the last batch. All right, well, we're at 3,000 deposits now. Awesome. That's awesome. We just got level 38 fishing, and from the simple lockbox, we can get a fishing rod, and we already have a lot of fishing bait. But once we get the fishing rod as well, we can now, since we're level 38, fish for cave eels, which is another food item. We don't currently have the fishing rod, but once we get it, that might be a feasible option. I don't know if it's faster or even better than frog spawn, but we can definitely investigate it. Truly sorry to the amphibian community for what I've been doing, but the frog spawn strat is working pretty well. So I kill these golems. Usually after I kill one, I heal back up with these. When I run out, I take quite a bit of damage, and so I run back over to the frog spawn. I fish them up while I regain health, and then I run back and I start the whole process over. This is all for mind runes. I think we're at just below 300, and we need just about 3,000. Let me check my notes. We need 3,300 mind and body runes to be able to cast Monster Inspect all the way to Superheat item. So we're gonna be here for a bit. I ultimately decided to go with golems because I really want to minimize the sort of unnecessary grinds while we're here. And while I guess I wouldn't consider Minecore's nice. While I wouldn't necessarily consider the dwarves unnecessary, because they do drop some really useful items, in like as well as the bronze bars. Everything that we get from the golems, like we would have to kill golems either way, I guess, and that's kind of why I ultimately decided to stick with golems, even though at first it's probably going to be a little more painful, because they have quite high defense, and so we don't hit all the time. And sometimes they hit like a truck. Also, as you can see, that last one did about 5 damage because we didn't get the full frog spawn heal. Sometimes they do almost all of my health, and I have to flinch them on the rock here. So yeah, we're gonna be here. It would be interesting to see if we get any more Baronite guards, because we can exchange those for more Baronite shards, which is interesting. We actually only need 3 more things from the vault. We need the adamant kite shield, adamant plate legs, and the adamant mace, all of which would actually be really good. I do have some saved up. Maybe we're gonna go open some. I've just realized something terrible. I've had sometimes I do a little bit of grinding on mobile, and I'm like, CamdoZmelly looks so much prettier when I'm on mobile. I wonder why that is. I've had the low detail plugin turned on this whole time, and so I haven't been seeing all the pretty stuff around CamdoZmelly. I'm gonna leave it on. I mean, off for now. Okay. We have 1,300 Baronite shards. Enough for 1 run. Alright. Just because I haven't been showing most of my runs, just because they're kind of stressful for me, and I feel like I can't really provide any super meaningful commentary when I'm doing them. But since this might be our last one for a while, I'll do this one. So I've noticed my strategy is when I first open the door, right before the screen fully fades to black, I can see which of these 3 barriers are going to be open. I can also see these 3 barriers, and I can see which of those are going to be open. Ideally, we want double middle. Double middle is the fastest way to the back to get ornates. The next fastest is right or right middle, but then you have to deal with this one. But I think right is better. And then the worst one, and I feel like probably the most common actually, is left or left middle. I've never had left right, fortunately. That seems like it would be terrible. But you'll see what I mean. When I click on this, right before the screen fully fades to black, you can see that you'll be able to tell which of these are. So,
did you see it? A strange translucent apparition can be seen next to the doorway. So what do you think?
It was middle. It's middle right. Oh no, it's right. Okay, right's not too bad. We're gonna go up this way, get the ornate. I don't want to take a chance on getting the other ornate, so we'll run down. I'll get these elaborates, actually. I'll get one of the elaborates. We make our way to the exit. Pick up this simple lockbox on the way. We're out. I definitely much prefer to be cautious. Like, I probably could have grabbed that other elaborate lockbox on my way out. But I much prefer to make it out with what I have than to risk getting another. Because it feels so bad when you don't make it out. It seriously, it feels terrible. I think I've only missed 2 runs, I think, total. But now I just play it so safe because of it. Alright, we have 8 simple lockboxes, 4 elaborates, and 11 ornates. Let's go ahead and start with these 8 simple lockboxes. Logs, ore, clay. Pretty standard. We like to see it though. Logs or clay. Feathers are great. We have still a bit of fletching to do, and that will hopefully speed up the grind. More feathers, more oak logs. Love to see it. Another tinderbox. More ore, okay. Iron sword, not an upgrade. Still nice to see. Steel square shield. This was our best in slot for a little bit, but no longer an upgrade. Still, again, nice to see it. And some coins and logs. All right, nice. That was really decent for the simples. Now we have 4 elaborates. Fire runes are always great. We're going to need a lot for when we are using superheat item, because we have no way to get a fire staff. So we'll need 4 fire runes every time we cast it. Same thing for high level alchemy. We'll need 5 every time we cast it. Earth talisman, okay. Lots of coins and ore. And planks, nice. Okay. 11 ornates. So we only actually need, as chunk requirements, the adamant mace, the adamant plate legs, and the adamant kite shield. Those would all be wonderful, but I would be ecstatic with any sort of just general upgrade that would help us with killing the golems. So I think the only better mace we could get is the adamant mace, but any, oh yeah, I guess any like black plate legs, or I guess a black kite shield. I don't know if a black kite shield would be better than the adamant half, but we'll see. Okay. 11 shots at this. 2 sapphires. Okay, so let me pause. I don't hate seeing just generally gem rolls. However, with the ornates, it does not feel good when you get gems. I'm just gonna be honest. It does not feel good. Oh wow, that ain't that a kick in the head. Okay. Wizard hat. Coins. Oh man. Planks. This is the same amount of planks we got from the elaborate too. Energy potions. More coins. More coins. I swear the ornates are the worst. And like low-key simple is the best. More energy potions. More coins. And some law runes. Okay. No upgrades there. It was still nice to get those done. We're gonna focus on killing the golems again, like I said. Like I said, I apologize to the amphibian community. We are gonna be eating a lot of. Wait, that was our first. Oh, already had. We're gonna be eating a lot of frog spawn. All right, wish me luck. All right, that is gonna do it for episode 4. This episode, we finished up a lot of the sort of miscellaneous tasks that we wanted to get done before we really started cracking down on the golem grind for runes. We did a lot of mining, and that enabled us to do a lot of vault runs, where we got some major upgrades, which will definitely help us on the golem grind. Finally, we actually started that grind. Next episode, we'll have the most dire implications for the account so far. I hope you'll join me next time, and have a great day.